My favorite wild card weekend, the best weekend of football is here. It's almost here, and I'm somehow still in Vegas. Someone get me out of here. The coaching market is going wild. We've got thoughts, of course, on John Harbaugh. What an incredible run and great career in his stint. I mean, and just like the way he was hired, what was that like? Like a special, like, how was that taken in versus like what he did? Celebrate that a little bit. Talk about where he could go. Bell of the ball to get to coach Lamar next year. Who's up for that challenge? Who do Ravens? That's what I need to know. Ravens fans, who do you want to be your coach? So what's next for both is on the docket. Thanks for watching, and it's Gronk Day, four-time Super Bowl champ. I'm sure he'll have thoughts on all of that. We also have tight end Darren Waller on the show. Amazing season. You want to be inspired? You want to know what's happening? Let's ask him some Raiders questions, Giants questions. Is he playing again next year, by the way? Let's start the show. I think we're up to seven coaching vacancies. That's quite a bit. I have to tell you, we're not done. Matthew Hamilton. We'll get into underreactions. Gronk's on the show. Darren, we got a tight end heavy show. Very excited about that.
Yes, we do.
I will tell you, and by the way, here's what I'm doing right now. Jake just sent me the link. We're streaming on Twitter these days. What a time to be alive. So I just tweeted. You want to watch on Twitter? Great. By the way, I want to give a shout out this morning to, I think, Devin. Devin, a fan of the show, puts us on at his barbershop every morning.
That's amazing.
The whole clients are watching and getting their little fiddler news. Devin, and your whatever barbershop, you can tell me the name, you can send me the message. Good morning to you guys. Love you. Thanks for being here. I'm still in Vegas. It's time to go home. Are you shocked that I'm in Vegas still?
Yeah, I feel like 3 days is past the threshold for you.
Me, Super Bowl week was traumatic for 1,000 different reasons, and it ended in catastrophic fashion for me. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I'm staying. I don't want to go home because, like, what do I have to go home to? A mudslide in the back of my house? Yeah, that's happening.
The snakes? Who knows? Yeah.
Am I going to go home and have my life turned upside down like last time? I don't know. Like, who knows what I'm coming home to? We have to talk. We have so much to talk about. We'll talk a little bit about Vegas maybe in the breaks, guys. We're live on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. Watch us live. Comment. I know you guys think I mess around on Twitter and Threads. I love the YouTube comments. They're weirdly more positive and actually constructive feedback on what you guys as the fans want me to ask some of these players, coaches, and so on. So please hit the comment button there. Look, my ring cam just said there's somebody at my house. That's now I'm traumatized. Let's get into the Ravens situation, okay? Ravens, like I said, seventh head coaching vacancy now, and this is where we start the clip. Here's what the deal is with Baltimore. I understand the need, the desire for change after 18 years. As good as Harbaugh has been to them, for them, and as a stable, badass head coach. And I will get into a name that I think could be interesting here in a second. With John, I think he's, he's obviously the belle of the ball, the top candidate. It's time for the Giants to make their move and just go all in to make it happen. I was running around Vegas, click-clacking around, fake eyelashes, the whole nine yesterday. Hammy texts me, Harbaugh's out. I text him, to the Giants he goes. It was that simple. That's it. I don't know. I don't want to know. That's the only thing that can happen here. They have to make it happen. Since Tomlin retired, y'all, they haven't once gotten the top name in the coaching cycle. Not once. They have the weirdest head coaching resume. I don't love it. I'm sorry, I don't. And I know there are some who are saying, oh, he's a CEO coach, get a scheme. That's like so sexy in 2025. We don't want a scheme guy, whatever. The Giants don't want like a Marcus Freeman. They don't want like they want a Harbaugh. They want that. They want that CEO. And they've tried that path. This is the move. This is the move. They need stability, okay? Because they've been so rudderless. I mean, what can I think of his name? Hamilton, the special teams guy. Don't kill me. Joe Judge.
Joe Judge. Yeah.
Joe Judge. That's the name that's in my head,
Yeah.
respectfully, but what didn't work out. I mean, this team, your backyard, the team you grew up loving, what's their record since Coughlin?
It is 44, 104, and 1, which is the second worst record in the NFL over that span. And that tie is the only thing that has them above the Jets for the worst record in the NFL, by the way.
Landing Harbaugh changes, that's crazy, the direction of this franchise. It gives them somebody who knows how to build I want a CEO. I want a healthy organizational structure, top down. I want the franchise back to where it should be. Mira, the Tishes, you got to do everything to make it happen. There's no other option. I will not be happy with anything else in New York. And then Ham, Gronk on the show, Darren Waller on the show. I mean, that's a sexy job opening.
Yeah.
Not enough's being
Good ball.
talked about with that. Like if you're Cliff, you're like, is it a fax machine over there in Baltimore? What do y'all use over there? I want Lamar. I want like, how do I get in on any of that? It's a very, like you get Lamar. Hello.
Yeah.
Like what's the story there? I think that's like the part that I'm more interested in that because this better be a done deal between the Giants and Harbaugh. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Any names arising?
Yeah, so it sounds like as of right now, Jesse Minter is the favorite for the job based on
They
what
want a
we're hearing.
defensive
Obviously,
guy,
it's
right?
still, yeah, it's obviously still so early in that process. But you're right, that has to be the most attractive job. And the Lamar of it aside, if you're a defensive guy, there are so many pieces there to work with too. You get Roquan, you get Kyle Hamilton, you get Matabike back healthy, hopefully. Like the building blocks are all to your point the other day. There is a lot of talent on that roster outside of just Lamar. And yes, there's like the cap part of it that's going to need to be figured out a little bit with them, but there is still so much to like with that roster top to bottom.
Who do I want as the Ravens coach? Ravens fans, you are impossible to please. You're in a bad spot this morning because I don't know that there's a name you're going to find sexy. Does that name have to clear? Not only you're not clearing whoever takes Stefanski's job and Zach Taylor's job. That's not that hard to clear. I'm going to say it. I'm feeling spicy
Yeah.
this morning. It's true. It's not about that or what Tomlin, whether he stays, goes, whatever. We'll see how it goes after this weekend. It's more about you have to clear John Harbaugh's. Like they haven't had a coach since
Yeah.
Billick. And the Ravens haven't been in the. I'm totally going rogue. I'm sorry. The Ravens haven't dated in a long time. We all know like that person who like got divorced. They're like now they're like in their 50s, and they're like, oh snap! Like I was not like. What do you mean? Like you want to know? I have to be 6'1" now. I have to be like whatever like TikTok is saying. Like like I have to like I can't have these icks. I can't drink matcha or Kay won't like me, like like all these things. Like it's a I don't know how different it is, but like everyone wants the whiz kid McVay scheme guy. It's certainly panned out in some places not. But like the Ravens haven't been out there dating in a while, and I don't know. Like, are they going to find something better? That was sort of the shock of this. Running its course is fine, but do people usually get divorces? Do people usually? You don't really get a divorce after one big fight, and it sounded like there was a big fight yesterday, and like now they can't make up.
Yeah, and it's interesting like when you look at how these seasons have ended for Harbaugh lately. It's a missed field goal, it's a fumble at the goal line, two fumbles at the goal line. If you go back to that Cincy game, like there are these moments where if one thing went differently, like maybe this was a Super Bowl team. Like there's that element of it too, where so much of it came down to these bad breaks at the end of these playoff games or elimination games. I think he.
I think everything you're saying, he's not losing his job.
Yeah,
there's more to it.
Totally.
I haven't. We've all heard the locker roomy, like did he lose that whatever. Like you're not having a big. It had run its course in a way that it was irreparable, and I think like the fight. It wasn't just some crazy fight. It was like all boiled up at once. But it's like, but now usually you don't get a divorce. How long was he there?
18 seasons.
And unless like you kind of have a path and jump to something, like you leapfrog to somebody else's little lily pad. So I'm so curious to see who that lily pad is. Do you like Minter? Minter's not going to do it. Is Minter going to do it for you Ravens fans? Tweet the show, please.
And that's the question, yeah, because I do like Minter, and that's the thing. You're right. It's not going to be this hire isn't going to be measured up against whoever else gets hired on some of these other teams. It's
Mm.
going to be measured up against Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen, and Mike Vrabel. You're coming off this coaching cycle where you had three of the most successful first year coaches in NFL history, and not that that's realistic, but that's going to be the expectation. I think is to find somebody of that caliber. Uh, with this team that is very much in the midst of its Super Bowl window right now with an MVP quarterback.
I like Dart with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I do. I like all of that. If that doesn't happen, that'd be more shocking than the fact that I have my voice still on day 3 in Vegas. Okay, let's get to some underreactions. Everybody, roll the animation. There it is. Okay, here's a couple things that we should talk about. It's wild card weekend, so yes, there's coaching things. And by the way, heed my warning. 7 is not. It's not staying at 7. There are more things to come with the coaching, which is a bummer, but sometimes a good shakeup, and it all ends up happy on both sides. I want to start in the world. What do I want to start here? Wild card weekend. Looking at my notes here, people. Okay, there's a name that I don't think that Ravens fans we can't underreact to, and we don't want to dismiss. Steve Spagnuolo. Just hear me out. Hear me out. Steve Spagnuolo's resume. I know this isn't the first name that comes to mind, but you cannot tell me that this is not the best defensive coordinator, of all time. Who's better as a defensive coordinator? He's loved, beloved, him, his wife, his whole vibe. I met them back in St. Louis at the Edward Jones Dome, the Elephant Graveyard of NFL stadiums, in 2011. Everybody loved him. Wasn't successful maybe as a head coach. Maybe I shouldn't be bringing that up. But he's revered, respected. If you want somebody to get this talented defense going that you have in Baltimore, and by Ravens fans tweeting me right now, you guys want a defensive mentory guy? No, Spags is the guy you guys should be going for. Kansas City has had a top 10 defense 6 of his 7 seasons with the Chiefs. He was wild. If you look at it yesterday, too, he had the level of consistency that he's done it at with one starter who's been there his entire tenure. It's crazy. Chris Jones is the only guy who's been there the whole time. The other 10 dudes changing, flipping around. This group still somehow 6th best scoring defense this year, with all of the drama and the lackluster stuff that's happened. From an offensive perspective, I'm going to put it this way. Who is the only person on earth who has consistently stifled, maybe slowed down, Lamar Jackson? It's him. Look at these numbers. You can only get Spags away from KC and not have to deal with him. And you can also use his knowledge to help Lamar and this offense grow. This is solving a bunch of problems is what I'm trying to say. And you have to think every top young offensive candidate is banging down the door for a chance to join that staff, right? Oh, like I said, work with Lamar. That is sexy. Let's go do that. So I don't mind. I like what you guys are telling me on the chat right now. I like the defensive vibe. Spags would be a great coach. Great. Get that man in the building, at least for an interview. I'd like to see him get an interview. Okay, let's move on to the playoff portion of the program. I think that we are underreacting. Wildcard weekend, my favorite named sports weekend of all time. Will Campbell is back. I alluded to this yesterday, and the Patriots scored 17 million rushing touchdowns last week. Milton Williams back. What they are going to mean for the playoffs needs to be, you just have to be like the smart fan that just gives it a moment. Don't rush to give that a moment. They got their feet wet back in week 18 to wrap the regular season, but they're going to be super meaningful. Will Campbell's obvious, right? You have your left tackle back. He's protecting your star quarterback. He's going to die for him. He said the whole thing, the draft stage. It's a beautiful story. Milton Williams is the real underreaction here, because not only does he have the experience in the Super Bowl that you want. He had the run with Philly, right, last year. The defense really is different when he's on the field than when he was this year. Take a look at this. When he's out there, the Patriots have the #1 ranked run defense in the league, as you're seeing here. 3rd in yards per carry, 11th in sacks. In the games he's missed, they've given up almost twice as many rush yards a game, over a full yard per carry more on the ground. And they have 7 sacks in 5 games. That's insane. But he's affected everything up front to such a degree, getting him back out there, total game changer. I think all eyes on Milton and Will Campbell for, obviously, for the wild card weekend for everything. Finally, Chicago. keep thinking about the Chicago Packers game. Do I want to go? What does that look like? All these things. I would go with Matt Forte and just like go with him. I don't know if he's going. We'll have to check in with him. Kevin Byard is someone who I met really early in my national football coverage career and instantly was disarmed by him, like the person, the human he was. His journey is really inspiring, and I want to talk about that a little bit. If you need a little refresher, 7.5 really incredible seasons in Tennessee, multiple All-Pros, traded to Philly at the deadline a few years ago. There was the midst of the Eagles implosion, and there was talk that might be it. Okay, Ryan Poles goes, you know what? Let's do this. I'm a risk taker. I like what I see. I see something. And he decides to bring him to Chicago the next offseason. He has absolutely thrived. And it's not just like the 7 picks, which, by the way, lead the league. And the fact that he's a Pro Bowler, Chicago's doing their thing, voting for their guys. He's a captain. He's the leader of this defense. Excellent human. He won the Jeff Dickerson Good Guy Award from the local media in a feisty, tough Chicago place for all of his work in the community, philanthropy, his charity work. We talk about the impact that Ben Johnson has had, and we talk about the leader and the qualities and the talent that Caleb Williams has had, and the qualities that he's demonstrated as a good guy. But like Kevin is a driving force. I haven't talked to him. I know that that's true. He's an integral part of that. And is there a chance that he's like the key for this game? Because there's always been, how do I say this nicely? Jordan Love. There's the brilliance of the going downfield and the Christian Watson and the deep touchdown passes. There's a very fine line between that and an interception that you're just like, huh? And so can't you see the being Kevin Byard in a few opportunities in Chicago? And that swings the pendulum. How many turnovers do they have? 33? Hammy? 33 turnovers?
Let me see the number. They do lead the league.
35? Did you think I knew how many turnovers they had? Where did that get in my head? Where did I find that? Yeah.
Who knows? Numbers stick in your head for some reason.
Weird. I forget, but then I always remember, and then H will remind me. Okay, we'll be back.
33.
Short break here. We've got Gronk on the show. Gronk hates Hamilton. It's a whole thing. There's drama. Gronk hates Harrison. Hates him. Not his friend at all. We'll be back. Darren Waller on the show, too. Okay. I have to get what are we laughing at?
It's Gronk.
I have to get this coffee. Oh.
I also think
No.
If you're right and we see another head coaching fire, that's half the league that's been fired over the last 2 years.
Yeah, dating.
Just kind of crazy to think about.
Dating stuff now. Nope, nobody's staying in it for the long haul. And I'm kidding. Well, look at and then I'd rather have that. I'll say that. I'd rather have that than
Complacency.
We all have we all have the friends that settle. We all have the friends that she was right in front of me and I married her. I was just ready to get married, and then they stay in it and you're like, bro, are you happy? This is you don't think there's more to life than this? And those teams, those are hard. Those teams get harder to root for.
Yeah.
Tweet me if you know who I'm talking about. If you have an idea if that sounds familiar to you.
Can't imagine who you'd be talking about.
Yeah. It's not just one. I don't even think it's one team. But no, I do think
there's a couple.
I think we see a couple more. I don't know what people are waiting for. I don't like to ask about the processes, but I really will say I can't say. I'm too loosey-goosey to talk. I can't talk right now. I'm way too loosey-goosey. I want to talk about SI Sports Person of the Year in the next break.
Yes. Sounded like a blast.
SGA, what a smooth cat. What a good character. Love him. I was starstruck I starstruck myself in my own head, and then met an absolute legend. And I'll tell you, and it doesn't happen. But yeah, I'll tell you about it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, between Nate Burleson and SGA, there's something about those Canadian athletes that's just smooth. Yeah.
Are you gonna? Oh, AE. Are you gonna be nice to Gronk, give him the cold shoulder, icy vibes? Like, are you gonna pull a me and that's how I'd act? Or are you gonna be cool back?
I can't stay mad at Gronk.
Interesting.
The old world tight end, 6'7" 3. Watch Gronk coming here, getting himself a block, beautifully done. I just throw him into the NBC camera.
Our future Hall of Famer, our FanDuel friend, 4-time Super Bowl champ, studio analyst for Fox NFL Sunday, Rob Gronkowski. Rob, every podcast I listen to as I walk around Vegas is you talking about Uncrustables. Do you know that this is like every other ad in the podcast?
Really? Yeah, I do. No, I mean, well, Julian and we did a little commercial gig together for our podcast. So it's all on the podcast stream right now. And let me tell you, the Uncrustables are delicious. They got 2 new flavors. Even Ralphie wanted some, but I didn't give any to Ralphie. If it was just the peanut butter, I would have gave some to Ralphie, but not the bread and jelly as well. See, I tricked him. I pretended that he could have it, but Uncrustables are the best. And when they became huge was when the Baltimore Ravens talked about it. What was that, training camp, that they eat like 100 or something a day, which is pretty friggin' wild.
Yeah, it is. Just like, you tricked Ralphie, just like you tricked Hamilton, who sat like a little Ralphie, like a little puppy at his TV waiting for you to say his name for proper shot. And Harrison, Gronk maybe doesn't like you as much as you think,
Yeah. It was a really busy night, Kay. There's so many takes. Hamilton, I am so sorry. And I truly forgot. I apologize, man. It was a tough day. It was a tough day. It wasn't a tough day. It was a long day.
Apologize to him.
It was. So I'm so sorry. Yeah. I really want those bonus points for Proper Shop. But hey, this is going to be a bonus point right here. I'm going to tell you this right now. I am currently sweating, and I got the chills. I'm so sick, and I'm back on the Kay Adams show once again. So last week, I was super busy hosting New Year's. I still came on the show. Now I'm sweating through my sheets. Because usually I recover within 24 hours. I got sick on Monday, and it's been 48 hours now. So I'm a little disappointed in myself right now that I haven't recovered yet. But I'm literally sweating right here, Hamilton. I think I deserve a bonus point for that reason already. Come on.
I mean, no bonus points will be awarded. That cancels out the misstep on New Year's Eve. So we'll be a net, because we thought about taking a point away. So I won't do that. How about? But
all right. So coming on 6 saved me from getting a point taken away. So all right, that's fair. I'll take that. Thank you. I knew letting you know how I'm feeling right now was going to help me out. Thank you.
You are the best, and you don't need to apologize for anything. You absolutely crushed on New Year's. I did watch the entire 8 hours of coverage there. You knocked it out of the park, man.
It was great, and everyone's talking about the dance that we had with the party animals and Julianne Hough. So let's just get this, straight and clear. Is that everyone's like, yo, did you do that on purpose? Did you fall, or was that part of it? Well, I had to dance down a little bit, but my character was just to be a little off because I just learned it 15 minutes right before. And then all of a sudden it started pouring rain as well. So it was one of the slipperiest stages of all time. And at the end, I was supposed to put my hand down and slide with my legs first. So then I went for it, and right when I went for it to go slide legs first, I slipped, and I was about to face plant. So then I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I just slid head first instead. So I just right on the spot, I just method acting like that.
It was so well done. And the dance, that dancing is really Vegas-y. There was a huge, huge debate. So your ultimate ruling on that, just so I know, it was that it wasn't planned? Was planned.
I was planned to slide. I was supposed to put my hand down and slide with my legs first. But right when I was going to do the 3 steps like a run, and the first step, my leg went out on me, and I was about to face plant. So then I was like, oh crap. So then I just slid head first instead. So I changed it on the fly like that.
And now you're sick. We got to get you healthy before Wild Card Weekend. There's so much going on. Thanks for being on the show. We'll get you prepped for Wild Card Weekend, okay? And the big news of the day, hopefully you've been in bed, chicken soup, IV, all of that. John Harbaugh got fired. The biggest news. 18 seasons with the Ravens. Brian Billick was the coach before that. He's been there so long. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I got mixed emotions, definitely. I saw that news. I think it came out last night did this happen? In particular. But it's mixed reaction here. It really, really is. I mean, because John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches out there. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And who can you find better than John Harbaugh now for the Baltimore Ravens than himself? Like, that's the difficult part that it's going to be, is who can you go out and get, and perform better than him? But at the same time, it's understandable because they didn't make the playoffs. They've been exiting over the last couple years. The coaching, I don't think, was that great this year either. I think they could have won some more games if the coaching was better. I understand they had injuries. I'm talking more on the offensive side of the ball, but it's difficult, like I said, because who out there, I got to imply that once again, who out there is better than John Harbaugh for the Baltimore Ravens right now that's currently sitting out there and waiting to be a head coach? I don't know.
I'll give you a couple names.
All right.
Your friend Brian Dable. Jesse Minter, if you want a defensive guy. Sexy name right now. Steve Spagnuolo. Can you lure him away from Kansas City?
I would say the best name out of that group, like Dable, I don't think should be, contending for a head coach right now. I love Dable, but I think he needs to go back to the offensive coordinator position and, have a good, solid 4 or 5 years again, and then have a chance, at the head coaching gig once again, with just how everything went down with the Ravens. I mean, with the Giants. And then Steve, wow, my brain, Steve Spagnuolo. I took his first name and last name and combined. Steve Spagnuolo, though, I think is the best candidate, definitely. I mean, he was a head coach prior, years ago with the Rams. I mean, I'm sure he's learned a lot from it. And what he has done with the Kansas City Chiefs defense over the last, how long has he been there for? A decade now, about?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, what he has done, I mean, the Chiefs, weren't really known for their defense. He took them to a whole nother level. I think he would be one of the most qualified to go to Baltimore. And Baltimore is not an easy place to coach either. I think you got to be kind of more of a hard-ass type of a coach. It's not like you go in and you freelance and you're a super players coach. I think you need to be able to have that mentality that the city of Baltimore has as well.
Harbaugh and then there's the Harbaugh of it all. But like whoever gets that job, like they'll get the best available because everyone wants to coach Lamar. You're right away with a Super Bowl contender that has I imagine a pretty good culture in place. Like they've stability. And you get Lamar again. You get Lamar on some incredible defensive pieces like Kyle Hamilton. Harbaugh, on the other hand, he's like back in the dating world, and everyone's calling like, "Oh, you're single? You're single? What?" He's stopping everybody. All 7 coaching vacancies and counting are interested in him. If you look at this, right, like teams that need a head coach, where do you like him?
I would say he's definitely, if he wants to be, he's 100% going to be a head coach somewhere else. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. I can see him going to New York. Giants would be a great fit for him. And possibly the Arizona Cardinals, no. Raiders, no. Coach Harbaugh is like old school type of football mentality. I don't see that happening with the Raiders. It's too, paparazzi-ish over there and too much
it's too
you know what I mean? That's the city that doesn't, go well. But the Atlanta Falcons or the New York Giants, I think, would be a great spot for Coach Harbaugh. Especially the Giants, the big market. He can handle it. It's New York. I think that if he goes there, that would be, pretty epic for the NFL.
I think so too. I think it's kind of that or bust. The Giants better go get him. That'll be seen as a huge, huge failure. Belichick was asked about coming back to the NFL. he told Jim Gray, quote, "Nothing's changed." What is, so are we just, is he ever coming back?
Well, that's good because I want to see him have another year at UNC because it would be very hard to justify his last year, which is his first season. I want to see what type of college coach he really is and how he can make his adjustments after year one. And if he goes right to the NFL after year one at UNC, then I mean it'll be unknown for the rest of our lives how he could have possibly done with a year of experience and understanding everything now, and then going into year two. So I'm glad he's staying at UNC because I want to see, that growth. I want to see what they do, after being there for a solid year now. But in the end, if he does well at UNC, I think he should get, does well next year coming up. I think he should get another shot, in the NFL, but he has to do well over the next year or two at UNC.
He'd be an interesting Giants like in that mentality. He's definitely, Belichick's not a Vegas glitzy, glammy pop, or is he? I don't know.
No.
Listen, I don't know that we know Belichick. It's a different Belichick.
Tom and Bill, they're not clashing again like that,
I don't know. That would be wild.
No.
So
it would be wild.
Who's the, like, give me even names. So here's the names that I'm hearing. They're not glitzy, glammy, paparazzi names for Pete Carroll's vacant, like that spot. The GM, Mr. Spytek, and Tom are doing the hiring. Who's a good fit for this Raiders team?
Yeah, well, I'm not lying, Kay. We just talked about Pete Carroll. Like, I thought he was perfect for the Raiders, but unfortunately, I feel like his time is expired as a head coach. Obviously, it showed this year as well. Like, being in Vegas, just his personality and everything, I thought he was the guy, but it didn't go that way. But I would say, overall, I really haven't thought about it. Like I said, I don't really know. Can you give me some names?
Well, Dable's one. Dable is OC I like.
Yes, Dable is OC. I really think Dable, like I said, the glitz and glamorous of Vegas, I think he would fit perfect in Vegas as the offensive coordinator, no matter who the coach is.
What do you make of Brian Flores as the head coach?
I think that's pretty solid.
Is that a Tom Brady hire?
Yes. I would say that would be a pretty solid candidate. I think Brian Flores definitely deserves another chance now. I like these guys that were head coaches before. It didn't really work out. There was a little success, and then they go off, they get fired or mutual respect of leaving, and then they go become coordinators again. And then you learn, about the time that you were a head coach, and then you have some time to heal. And that's where Brian Flores is right now. I mean, he was a phenomenal defensive coordinator over the last years for the Minnesota Vikings. So I think he's a high quality candidate. I think he just needs to go through the interview process and see, where Spytek and Tom's, heads are at, to see what type of coach they want and see if he fits their mold.
I have a weird feeling, or I could see, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, like that Cliff left the Commanders.
Yeah, that was shocking to me because I thought Cliff was going to be in contention for some head coaches eventually, and then he left the Commanders. But I don't know enough. Was it mutually agreed upon to leave? Was he fired?
I think it was beautifully, yes. Beautiful breakup. Go our separate ways. I can't imagine. I mean, I could see Tom hiring his guy. Just why not?
Yes, I can see Cliff. I thought he was going to be in contention for head coaches. I don't know what happened in Washington. I just saw the news real quick, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a shocker right there."
Right? He can be the head coach, Gronk. Like Tom can give him an interview.
Yes, 100%. Tom and Spytek need an interview at least 8 to 10 coaches. Like they got to go through the whole entire process. I mean, and Cliff Kingsbury definitely needs to be one of the guys in the process as well because they need to bring offense to the Raiders. They got those players. They got Gentry. They got Bowers as well. They got young talent. But most importantly, the Raiders need an offensive line. I think they were absolutely horrendous this year with their line. So they got to go out there and get some linemen. But they also need an offensive guru, at the head coach position, or at least bring an offensive guru in, at the offensive coordinator position, like a guy that is super established. Like who we just talked about, Cliff.
They're going to have a rookie quarterback, Gronk.
Yeah, they will. They got the first pick in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Kay, look at my shirt. I'm sweating right now. Holy crap.
Yeah,
I told you guys,
some,
Hamilton, that's a freaking bonus point.
You need to get some water. You need to,
That's
let's take
a bonus
break.
point, dude. I told you. Holy crap.
Drink
bonus
some
points
broth.
for sweat.
I'm grossed out. But what
it's
a
winter
gamer
over
you
here.
are. What a gamer you are, Gronk. Gronk's flu game.
What was the question? You're right. What was the question? I wasn't ignoring it.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of who the coach, like, I think Cliff mutually leaves because there's like a great gig that he's going to get. That's what I think. And then like Raiders
Possibly.
is interesting. Like, I just think he needs to be somebody who is going to have a rookie and like passes Tom Brady's.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, the Raiders have the first pick in the draft. Yeah. Are they going to go get the guy from Indiana? If they do, I mean, they need someone to develop him. And there's also young over there. That offense should be firing on all cylinders. Give them a year or two. You know, give them 2 years, actually, because it will be a rookie quarterback. But they need to bring in someone that knows how to develop a young quarterback as well, but also, you know, use all the weapons around them. They should be lethal in 2 years.
So is that Flores, a defensive-minded guy that's, you know what I mean? Like, then I don't know.
Well, if they bring in Flores...
Call Tom and tell Tom, right? And everyone's just FaceTime him, and then we can say, Tom, she's not asking any of the questions she could ask, so you're welcome, and we'll just ask the questions about who you're looking for, what's interesting to you. You got to find out and come report back.
Yeah. Tom has a lot of things he's looking for in the football world, and we'll just say and football world as well. So we'll just leave it at with that. Double football world.
Drink some water. Oh my God. Drink some water. We'll be back. Hamilton. Well, how much time do we have left with our guy? And then anything else we needed to get to? Okay, got it. Because I went off on my like dating analogy for the Ravens.
It's all good. I want to hear about who this mystery person was that you at
I'm
SI.
sitting there. It's Sportsman of the Year. It was a great event I'd never been to before here in Vegas. And there's different awards. There was like a Muhammad Ali Legend Award, which is like Layla Ali came on stage. It was like amazing. Wow. And she's talking about like the person she's giving the award to for like their work in mental health and like their vulnerability in their career, but also like what a badass this person is. And like, of course, this is a legend of like whatever. But I'm like, for some reason, and this is offensive maybe, or like just naive of me, it finally clicked to me watching Michael Phelps in this montage, like how unrealistic his dominance, like how like unreal what he did was, that I like wasn't starstruck, and then I got starstruck, and then when I met him I could barely talk, because I was like, it's actually the math doesn't work of like all the medals. I think it's like 20. All right, time for Proper Shot. Let's bring in Harrison and tell us the score.
All right, so with no points awarded or deducted, you guys both went 1 for 3. Kay, you have a 1-point lead right now going into the playoffs.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts, Gronk.
That's all right. It's playoff time. This is when I step it up.
It's a good point. There's been nobody more successful in the playoffs than Gronk. We'll get it going. All these props are going to be for the Saturday wildcard weekend games.
Hey, Hamilton, that's the freaking truth, brother. I think I lead the NFL in touchdowns in Super Bowl. I lead the NFL. I'm like second or third in touchdowns in the playoffs. I'm up there with yards in the playoffs too. You're right, Hamilton. This is the playoffs, baby. This is when I step up. This is when I make the big plays. No matter what condition I'm in, I still will come through.
Gronk, you got violins playing in the background for a little runny nose. Get out of here. You're not who you once were, my friend. You're going down. I'm not afraid of you.
Okay, since I can see that you're getting a little nervous over there having to go up against playoff Gronk, I'll start with you for this. So the line for Matthew Stafford's passing yards against the Panthers is set at 262.5. Does he go over or under that?
This is my favorite segment of the year. I love this segment so much. All right, over. League's leading passer, 277 average a game this year. Over.
All right, Gronk, your turn for that game. Puka Nakua's over-under for receiving yards, 90.5. Does he go over under that?
Yeah, he's going over. Puka's just a freak of nature right now. He's bringing so much juice to the table. He is the offense. He's the engine of the offense for the Rams right now. He's going over. And he's not just going over 90.5. He's going over 100.
All right, let's move to Bears-Packers. K, the line for the tight end who Tom Brady called the other day, Mini Gronk, Colston Loveland, is set at 40.5 receiving yards. Did he go over under that?
I would never take an under on this. Let's go Chicago. Mini Gronk Loveland. This is probably going to, like, weird in some karma way, not work for me against Gronk, but he's averaged close to 100. Over 90 yards per game, the last 2 meaningful weeks when it matters, even though in the losses. Like, he goes to him. He's been the number 1 target for Caleb, especially in the fourth quarter. So I know Rome is likely coming back, but I think Loveland clears this.
All right, Gronk, same game. The line for Josh Jacobs' rushing yards is 70.5. Does he go over under that?
He's going to go over. He's not going to go over much, but he's going to go over. And if the Green Bay Packers want to have any chance this game, that running game has to be established bright and early as well.
All right, okay, one anytime touchdown scorer for Bears-Packers.
Oh, man. Listen, everyone's talking about, like, oh, the run game, Chicago. Like, Josh Jacobs. He's just a touchdown scorer. He scored 14 this year. In only 15 games, he's going to score. This is the one I feel best about. I'm getting a point for this next week, Gronk.
All right, Gronk, one anytime touchdown scorer for Rams-Panthers.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going with, this is an easy call. I mean, you got Kyren Williams, who's got the best odds, and there's Puka as well with some great odds. But I'm going with Devontae Adams. I mean, he missed the last couple weeks, and he still had 14 touchdowns in the regular season. He's just insane, that type of burst that he has when he's in the red zone, especially within the 5-yard line. And on the goal line, he's uncoverable with his quickness and his bursts and his explosiveness.
Okay, let's take a look to recap. You see mine, Matt Stafford. Loveland hits the over, so does Stafford. And the anytime touchdowns, Josh Jacobs. Gronk has Puka Nacua over receiving. Josh Jacobs over 70.5 rushing. And Devontae Adams as his anytime score for Rams-Panthers. By the way, FanDuel's in playoff mode. That means you get to choose your own reward. Hear me out. For each round of the NFL playoffs, all FanDuel customers can choose between a no-sweat bet or a profit boost starting this weekend. For Wild Card, make sure to get on the app and make your choice on FanDuel. Gronk, feel better. You were such an incredible teammate to come on the show still and not cancel. Thank you so much. And now, get in bed and eat an Uncrustable.
No problem, Kay. Oh, I'll be eating Uncrustables all day long. Thank you.
We'll see you on the broadcast on Fox. Get well. You're the best. I just don't think I get enough credit for all of the jokes I can make. I think a lot of the time you guys think that I don't have restraint, and I actually have that's my underreaction of the day. I have so much restraint. It is beyond.
I'm not going to test that.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah. Absolutely, because the amount of things that fire in here, man, gosh, he's so great. He's such a blessing.
He really is.
He's a blessing. He's undefeated.
He really is.
We will look back at this time we should do him as an underaction, like earnestly.
It's a great call. Yeah. Yeah.
And for those of you out there maybe streaming on Twitter, watching, and Darren Waller's coming up, which we're so excited to talk to Darren Waller. Yay. I don't think I've talked to him in so long. Darren Waller on now. Yeah, he's just the greatest.
Really is. We're very lucky.
Yeah, I look back, just him. Yeah, I'm not going to go on and on, but.
No.
What else do I have to tell you? Vegas. I don't know that it's very like prop-a-shot score. I'm not winning. Vegas isn't winning.
Yeah.
We're in the same, I'm going blow for blow with Vegas.
I'm sure that water was $30.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. No, I actually got this for free
Wow.
downstairs very early, very late in the night or early in the morning, depending on how you look at the world.
Oh, boy.
But yes, and I'm cherishing every minute of it because everything's $97. What was I going to say? Yesterday I did like a sport beach panel, just talking about like it's very like it was very cool. Like Emmanuel Acha was there. I'm trying to think of other like Hawkins was there. Like Wasserman Group, they obviously have the Olympics coming up, which is like fun. And I was doing a flag football because obviously LA 2028, like a little chat, and it was at Encore Beach Club, which was like empty and like, and I was like, this is a way I've never experienced this place, and it reminded me of Gronk. I'd been there with, like I'd seen Gronk there, and I was like, wow, This is like a whole new look at how grown up I am. Yeah, I gotta go home.
Might get real spooky. Woo! Top play, gotta put this shit on Sports Center. We gon' stick a fork in them, get it done. Just watch over my path, let me walk safely, cause they killing shit for sport, and they looking for a target. I'm the biggest one.
9 seasons in a league, Pro Bowl, tell you one of the greatest stories, a major weapon for the Dolphins this year. What a song. I hope you're smiling. Tell me about that song.
Oh, man. I never thought that song would have any type of movement behind it, to be honest. I never thought I'd have to play it and come out and have to defend that song. But, I love it. It's cool to see it, the world appreciate it and have some movement. So I'm happy about it.
It's called Top Play.
Yep.
Darren Waller, good to see you. Long time no talk. Let's go right back to the beginning of this season. Your first touchdown as a Dolphin. It was week 4, 4th and goal versus the Jets. Can you talk me through this one?
4th and goal. We figured it'd be in some kind of man coverage. They let me just go around the back end line, told Tua to throw it to the goalpost. Luckily he did, because that corner was coming from the backside trying to pick it, but it was too high. And just got to use a 6'6" body when you got it. And I appreciate him giving me a chance.
Must be nice. What did that feel like after a year away? What did that act like the emotion part of it?
It was almost too hard to put into words, just kind of being off for 2 years and not really planning a comeback to come play. Like I showed up like a week before training camp, 2 weeks before training camp, and was like, sure, I'll play ball. And so I didn't really know how it would go. I went to that game thinking like, I haven't even really had that many practices because I got hurt when I first got here. And to have that first game to go the way that it did with very little preparation and practice time, it was just like, damn, like, I guess I feel like I'm meant to be here. I'm supposed to be doing this. So, it was just wild. It's still hard to comprehend.
It was your first touchdown in 708 days, and that toe tap shows me that you belong. That's where you belong. That toe tap was crazy.
Yeah, it's just you do it so much, you rep it so many times that your body just takes over because everything's moving so fast in a moment like that. You can't just look down and try to get your feet in, and you got to trust like your body knows how to do it in that moment.
Well, your body knows how to do it, and so does your mind, and you had 6 touchdowns in just 9 games this season. You found the end zone more than you had, I think, since like 2020 Pro Bowl season with Vegas. How did you make year 9 one of your best scoring years?
I think just this team just really giving me a chance of really being like, all right, we're going to put the ball up high and trust that. So I really appreciate them putting that into the red zone, giving me an opportunity every week and just, taking advantage of that. Knowing like down there, you got to be precise in when you're showing up on time, creating separation because those are small windows down there, and to, have them believe in me week in, week out to make plays down there and finish drives where we want to finish. You take pride in that as a vet. You want to honor that faith that the team has in you.
I can't even believe you're a vet, Darren. I cannot.
Me either.
I cannot. But you've always kind of talked and carried yourself that way. You dealt with some injuries. You ended your season. We would have seen more touchdowns, more opportunities, more trust, all those things if we had seen you for a full 17 games. First 4 weeks on IR, all of that. Can you give me like how you are feeling? How's everything going with the injuries?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. Being held out of the last game, I just wouldn't have been able to be healthy just for that one game. Probably would have been able to play if there was a game this Sunday. I'm feeling good right now. Those are all like, muscle strains that probably had more to do with me not training for those 2 years and showing up and and putting that stress on my body. My body's like, hey, what are we doing? Like, we haven't done this in a minute. So I feel like, I'm taking into account if I'm going to play again next year. I'm going to decide by the end of this month and build that foundation from the beginning of February on to give myself a chance to play those 17 games and give myself an opportunity to, be as productive as I've ever been if that's the decision I make.
So what are you thinking about? I saw that line. You're like, I'm going to make a list of pros and cons. Can you sort of just paint that picture for me? Like, what are the thoughts going through your head?
Yeah, there's the part of me that still loves the competition, still loves to play the game and get in that flow and be around the guys and be out in that atmosphere. There's also the part of me that loves to be creative, loves exploring, loves traveling, loves spending time with friendships and relationships and just figuring out, what's next in life for me. I've been playing football since I was 4 and I'm about to be 34, you know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes I'm like, there's got to be more to life. So it's sitting down with, I guess, both of those parts of me and kind of just being like, all right, like, what's the direction we want to go this year? Like, what's the meaning that I can get out of this? Like, am I still willing to put myself into this atmosphere? Because it takes a toll on you, but there's also a lot that comes with it. So I just want to make sure that I'm making the most grounded decision I possibly can.
I like talking to you very much because I really appreciate your candor. You're very thoughtful, and you have always led with vulnerability, which is brave and inspiring, to be honest. If you could explain, even just it doesn't have to be anything deep, but for a football fan, and you're weighing, it's like, why wouldn't you play till the wheels come off? Everybody does. And why can't you balance? Why can't you mix art with this? If you could say, let's use your pro and con list, which is a smart way to do it, right? Get out a piece of paper. What is the biggest, let's start with this, the biggest pro, and then I'll ask con, the biggest pro of wanting to continue to play and sign somewhere? Is it financial? Is it security? Is it, what is it?
I would say just the enjoyment of being in that competitive flow and being and making plays and being in that flow with your teammates, overcoming adversity, the roller coaster of a game. You go up and then the other team comes back and they might go up and then you just keep going back and forth. That is the most important part for me because luckily enough, the financial part for me has been taken care of. And I'm blessed enough to be able to just approach it from, do I still love to do this? Do I still get a lot out of doing this? So that would be the one pro. It's I've had many moments this year of that competitive flow is still it for me. It still gets me excited and has me wanting to do it week in, week out.
Right, and that's enjoyable as you're having success being out there. You feel like I like the idea that you're trusted. They're giving you the opportunity. They know what you can do. So that's
right.
Part of that. You're enjoying it because you're having success. What's the biggest con?
The con for me is I feel like being in football, you have to be so hard on yourself and perfectionist and demanding results from yourself. But as a human being that's trying to grow spiritually and, be kinder to myself, heal in a lot of ways, grow in a lot of ways. It's, finding the worthy and the value in myself, outside of performance when really my whole life I've been playing this game and it's you're measured by your stats and your output and your outcome. So it's a lot of the values that I'm developing as a man as I continue to go along. A lot of times they can be contradictory to what football is asking of me. Because football is be hard on yourself, demand results right now. We got to get this shit fixed. Whereas in life as a human being, I'm growing. Sometimes it's a few steps forward, sometimes it's a few steps back, but I'm still continuing to push on and give myself grace. So it's those two are often at odds. And that's how it can take that emotional and mental toll on you. So I can fluctuate in both of those perspectives.
I thought I could help you work this out right now, but it's your biggest pro completely is cancels out your biggest con. You've got a big decision to make. I wish you luck in making it. I know you'll make the right one. And I would just say there's not always, pro and con is cool, but there's a gray area. I think as you develop mentally, spiritually, there's a lot more gray than one maybe would care to admit. It makes it a little different, but maybe there's a world you could dabble in both or find a path. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I think you and Mike McDaniel probably have these chats all the time.
Yeah, no, we do. We relate to each other on a lot of levels. And I think what you're saying is 100% right. I've lived most of my life in extremes. I love football. I love everything it provides. And it's sometimes I'm oh man, I hate football. I'm just trying to like figure out what's next. And there's always been this roller coaster, but I realized more this year, like there is that middle area, that middle ground that's balanced. That's like, there's some things about the game that I have to struggle and grind through, but there's some things about it I really love, and it brings out the best of me, and it's taught me a lot. So it's like living in that middle ground is like the area that I'm trying to spend more time
I don't
in.
even think it's on you that you don't see, like, I think your life has been constructed in a way where it's you're all in or you're all out, and you have to sort of find the path for yourself to find what you want. I mentioned your coach, but your first coach, gosh, John Harbaugh, 18 years, fired. What were your thoughts?
Man, that picture, wow, that's
Look at
11
that.
years ago. That's 11 years ago. That man, I think he got the Ravens job my freshman or sophomore year of high school. So it's like for him to be doing it as long as he did and to be doing it at a high level, I think there was only like 2 or 3 losing seasons. So I'm like, I don't know, man, just utmost respect for him and what they tried to do to bring the best out of me there. I was fighting my own demons too much. I needed a change of scenery to really step into that, but they did a lot for me. They've done a lot for a lot of guys, and he's had an amazing run, man. Like, I feel like there's another team out there that's definitely going to try to scoop him up immediately, but I don't know. I mean, that's just me.
You think you should have gotten fired?
I mean, I understand how the game works, how the industry works. It's like, you know, sometimes you feel like you're not making the strides that you feel like you wanted to make. I know there's a lot of like, you know, the Ravens were probably Super Bowl favorites this year, and it's like it's disappointing in a way. To a couple disappointing endings back to back. They may want to move in a different direction. I totally understand that, but I don't think you can discount the work that he's done to make them a contender year in, year out.
I have to ask you about Tua. You've been I heard, I've listened, very positive about your experience with him. You've complimented him, his anticipation on the field. As a Tua guy, I'm assuming, what does this talk of a fresh start look like in your eyes?
Man, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like you gotta see. I don't know. That's where I feel like the spiritual life and with God comes in, because it's like, who knows if that situation is going to be here for him. It could be elsewhere, but you know, we face difficulties. You know, he wouldn't have earned the contract and the respect and the notoriety that he had if he didn't have those skills. And you can still see those skills are there. Sometimes we face mental battles or whatever we may be going through. I can't say I know what goes on inside his brain, inside his body, inside his heart with things that he's been through, all the ups and downs. But I still believe that he can make an impact. He still has great days of football left before him. It's just all about how you answer these challenges. And I feel like there'll be a time where he can look back and realize that this experience really was valuable to bring out the best in himself, whether it's the rest of his career, becoming a starting quarterback again, or just in life going forward. I feel like he's going to benefit from this, man. I still think very highly of him.
You're a vet. I think you also think highly of John Gruden, I'm assuming, because you played for him for 3 years. You went on his show. I thought you're smiling. I'd like to, you know, like we're talking all these coaches. Dable didn't work out with you in the Giants. You know this. You said you know the business. Like, do you think he wants another job? Should he get another job? Would you play for it? Like, what is that in your head?
Oh yeah, Gru wants another job. That's a fact.
Okay.
Just spending time with him in Florida and going down there and doing his show and staying at his house and stuff, like that's my guy. Like, he helped change my career. I wouldn't have had an opportunity to still be here talking and playing if it wasn't for him taking a chance on me. But yeah, he definitely wants to coach again. I feel like he's still got the passion and energy to do so. I'd suit up with Gru any day, man. Like, we had a great run together. But yeah, he's somebody that definitely wants to coach and loves ball, loves his guys. I really hope he gets another chance.
What are the chances he's coaching in 2026? That's crazy.
I have no idea. You know, I don't really believe in cancel culture. I believe in people getting opportunities to come back and have another opportunity, especially if they're qualified to do so. And I think Gru is. That 2021 season with the Raiders, when he got when they clipped him, like we were going, and he was coaching his ass off. So I don't know, man. I think he deserves another opportunity. Maybe if it's this year, I don't know. I don't know what people are thinking, these executives are thinking, but give my dog a chance.
Give your dog a chance. Best of luck to you, Darren. Thanks for stopping by the show, and congrats on the incredible season. I'm glad you're feeling great. Everybody check out your music on Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming platforms. Maybe we'll see you as a special guest when Bad Bunny brings you out at halftime Super Bowl. I don't know, but we're big fans here. So good luck with your pro-con list. I know you'll do what's right for you.
Appreciate you, Kay. Big fan of you as well.
Thank you. Good to see you. Bye, my friend.